Pass over number 86, and what a little shot there. A squeaking shot makes it in. I mean, the Wombats just really showing that they are one of the most elite teams so far. They are going to bring home a beautiful game, 2-0 victory for them. And with 5 seconds left in this game, the Wombats are going to go on to win game 3 and be 3-0 on the season. And that's going to be the difference in this one, as the Wombats are going to take this one 3-2. Liberty have the puck, they're moving it in, trying to get the shot off. He can't get the shot, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the Wombats are going to go 5-0 on the season. This game looks like it's going to be all wrapped up. The HB Wombats are going to complete their perfect season, one of the elite teams. The HB Wombats, the team that was 1 minute away from their very first MHL championship, a team that close to making MHL history. The Wombats were an absolute juggernaut throughout the regular season and playoffs with a staggering record of 9-2-0. Their ability to score goals in the most unexpected ways while playing phenomenal defense was a recipe for success. In today's video, we are going to attempt to break down and understand how they score these phenomenal goals and what makes their offense so successful. With a record of 6-0 in the regular season, the Wombats were the favorite going into the playoffs. While teams were unable to break past the league-leading team for goals against, the Wombats were scoring from all over the ice, spreading out these goals, which were coming from every player on the roster. Today, we're going to attempt to break down how they did this, or at least understand to the best we can what they were thinking when they made some of these phenomenal plays, and what made them such a successful team in the first ever season of the MHL. The first play we're going to be breaking down here is in Week 3 against the Flying Pucks, where the HB Wombats have an absolutely absurd goal by number 13. This goal should not have gone in, but somehow it did. So we're going to first take a look at a little error that the Wombats make. Now, they're not a perfect team. The defenseman gets down too low. This is something that they have done consistently. They need to be working on that, but this is going to leave a channel wide open to the center. Now, this winger is actually going to go ahead and make that pass, as you can see here. Now, if we pause it here, you could see that the HB Wombats goalie is already in position. This is thanks to their one hand on the goalie method. This is something that really helps them out, and a subtle detail you may miss if you're not paying attention is not only does he make a great save, but he puts it right onto the platter of number 13. Now, number 13 has a few options. He can go up the boards like most teams do to try to hit that winger, or he could take the riskier pass and go to the center, which could potentially be a turnover. Most teams will try the safer play. Some teams try to go to the center. But what he does is something completely different. He is going to take this puck and bounce it off of the wall, a virtually impossible save that no goalie in the MHL is going to think about or make unless it is an extremely lucky bounce, and number 13 just bangs it in, and we're going to take another slow motion look at that. Just the angle on this is ridiculous. Nobody is saving that. Impossible to defend against. This is what makes the HB Wombats so deadly as an attacking team in the MHL. Here we have another quick play by the Wombats. I know it happens extremely quickly, so we're going to break it down. So as you can see, the puck ends up in number 13's lane. He's extremely great at this shot, and this is what the Wombats do. They scored multiple times like that this season. He is going to attempt to make a straight shot into the net. Now, instead of hitting the net, it bounces off, and the Wombats are able to recover it after a double ricochet. It looks like the Hornets have possession here, but the Wombats are able to move over and take possession, and this is an extremely scary fact for the rest of the league, considering that the Wombats only use one hand on the goalie, which means they're able to switch player to player that quickly. The last play we're going to take a look at here is what makes the Wombats so dangerous in multiple ways, including their ability to create interesting offensive opportunities, defensive plays, as well as having one hand on the goalie at all times. Now, at the beginning of this play, number 22 turns it over, but the puck comes right to their defenseman. This is his bread and butter. You can see there is no goaltender in front of the net. He's got a wide open shot, and every single day of the week, they're taking that shot. He does, but he misses, and it goes back. Now, a small detail here is what makes them so effective, as number 14 shoots the puck and puts it into a bad position, but he's able to recognize that and attempt to put it back into his forwards skates. Now, this play does not work out for them because it is turned over, but just that little detail is just another thing that the Wombats do so well. Now, he places himself back defensively, and the forward is placed in a great spot. No hands on that forward, but his positioning is key. It's going to force number 52 to try to pass across the ice. Now, the issue with that is the puck is not in a good spot. Number 52 can't fully turn it around, so he's going to bank it. It's going to hit off the forward and go right to number 96, who's able to quickly score. Now, the most dangerous thing about this is that The hand movement is only using one hand to move from that defenseman to that forward. This is something that other teams cannot do, and this is why the Wombats are so effective at one hand on the goalie. The Wombats are an elite team that score in many ways that no other team does. They place defensive players who are not being controlled into perfect positions to turn defense into offense. The most dangerous part about the Wombats is their amazing ability to score so many goals while using the one hand on the goalie method. Most teams that utilize this strategy cannot score well like the Wombats do. Instead, other teams using this strategy will either fall short in goal scoring or will have trouble finding balance in offense and defense. The Wombats were one win short of the MHL championship last year, but this year, no one should be surprised to see them back in for a chance at the Cup. Hope you guys enjoyed episode number 4 in our series of breaking down MHL teams. Next week in week 5, we're going to attempt to break down the Kessel Run and how they use their wings and the advantages that they come with and also the disadvantages. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week.